jalapenos. Everybody loves them. Come on now. Even if you don't like spicy food, they are amazing, especially if you do something very creative with them. Today I'm going to show you the best jalapeno side dishes that I've made that goes well with almost anything, even beyond steaks. The very first one is very delicious, very easy to make. It just takes you a little bit of time, and if you have a smoker, you can jump onto a nail level with jalapeno. But enough talking, let's watch it.
Everything starts off with some sausages. You can choose any one you like. I'm using Argentinian chorizo. After removing it from the casing, I heated up a pan with a little bit of avocado oil and threw them in there. You want to really cook them all the way through. And if you get crispy bits, it's just a plus on my book. As you can see, once I was done, my sausage was fully cooked. The next thing to do is a cheese mix. And if you have a food processor, it just makes the job a lot easier. So into it, I threw in a good amount of cheddar cheese. Blend everything on high so that it can really chop things up. Once done, I added a good amount of cream cheese. Blend it once again until everything combined and becomes a paste, just like this. Now this will be our cheese filling. And of course, we can't forget about the jalapenos. So the first thing to do is to remove the top, just like this. Cut it open, remove all of the seeds, and don't forget the white part. That is bitter. You definitely don't want that. To put it together, it's real simple. First, spread that cheese mix we just made, followed by the sausage. Now making it in this order is perfect because the cheese makes it stick. Once done, wrap the whole thing in bacon. Take a look once everything was finished. I'm telling you friends, this is as easy as it gets. Now for even more flavor, I went ahead and added Guga's barbecue rub. This rub is on the description down below for you. You can make it at home, it's super easy. So once everything was fully covered, outside I went to my smoker. Now I set my smoker to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Threw them in there, closed it up, and let them cook for a total of 30 minutes. As once I was done, I took them out, and look, they are fully cooked right now. Right now they are just amazing, but I wanted to take over the top. And for that, I'm using this rib glaze from Cosmo. Now this takes the whole thing to a whole new level. The more glaze, the better. I mean, take a look at it. Is there any way that this is not gonna be delicious? I don't think so. Man, I wish you could try this right now. It is just mouth-watering.
Oh, I rest my case.
Oh my God.
That is amazing, everybody. Angel is even eating the greens, everybody. That lets you know that this thing is very flavorful without actually producing that bitterness from the green, like green peppers. Whenever you eat green pepper, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Not that great. Jalapeno, for some reason, the spiciness tones down, and when you add the barbecue sauce right on the top together with barbecue rub, it's just a winner chicken dinner, everybody. And here's the deal. If you don't want to put sausages, make a flavorful ground beef. It will work just perfect. Now, the very next one, honestly, if you guys are making any type of party, it's the perfect appetizer, side dish, call it whatever you want, because it's an incredible smoked dip, which you can do it indoors. And pairing this thing up with some steaks, man, it just makes me hungry thinking about it.
And to make it, it's super easy, and here's how. Into a cast iron skillet, I threw in a good amount of smoked Gouda, followed by Velveeta cheese, a good amount of Kobe Jack, diced jalapenos, minced red onions, cream of mushroom, some roasted tomatoes, and seasoned it with Guga's rub. Now that is how easy it is to put this together. As now, you just gotta throw it in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit and bake it for 15 minutes. Once the time is up, take it out and stir everything together. I'm telling you, this cheese dip is real easy. Once everything has been completely mixed, throw it back in the oven for an additional 5 minutes, take it out, and it's ready to be enjoyed. For that, I like to use some crackers. Now I'll tell you one thing, this is delicious already. It tastes fantastic, but I think we can make it even better. And here's how. I threw everything into a bowl, closed it up with some clinch plastic, smoked it for 5 minutes, and if you want it even smoker, just leave it for longer. Took out the clinch plastic and gave it a try, and when I did, oh man, I'm telling you right now, you gotta be careful with this one. It is way too good.
Oh my God, come on.
That's a 10 out of 10 will recommend, everybody. Another tip that you can have is use smoked salt. It gives an incredible flavor. The very next one, I actually wanted to trick my nephew into eating a chicken nugget, but I didn't do such a good job of covering the whole thing. This one is very delicious, easy to make, extremely popular for kids. I mean, we're talking about my nephew. He don't like to eat anything green.
These are cheesy bacon gooey jalapeno bites. And to make them, it is ridiculously easy, and here's how. Now, everything starts off with jalapenos. You can use the green one or the red one, whichever one you choose. The first thing to do is to slide off the cap and remove all of the seeds. You can do that with a paring knife quite easily. Tap it on the board and it should easily come out. And here's what the filling looks like once we're done. And to make it, the first thing to do is to cook up some bacon. What we're trying to do here is to render the fat nice and slow and cook it until golden brown. Once done, go ahead and strain all of the fat, as in the end you should be left with this, bacon bits, perfectly cooked and ready to go into our stuffing. Talking about that, remember exact amount and ingredients always in the description down below for you. Into a food processor I added some cheddar cheese, followed by the bacon we just cooked, and of course cream cheese. Add a little bit of garlic powder and blend everything on high. In the end you should be left with this. Notice that all of the pieces of bacon are completely processed. That is exactly what you're looking for. Adding it to a Ziploc bag or a vacuum bag will make your job a lot easier, because now all you have to do is cut out the tip and start piping all of the jalapenos. Once done, you want to cut them into small little slices like this. The only thing left to do now is to deep fry them. For that, I'm using the traditional method. First, they go into flour, followed by egg wash, and in the end, panko breadcrumbs. I deep fried all of them at 350 degrees Fahrenheit until they were golden brown. I'll tell you one thing, these are delicious. They are just too good to pass on.
That's freaking delicious.
Is it spicy?
I don't get any spice.
The guy that hates green stuff?
I like it. It's good.
You like it? Come on now, if the green stuff hater tells you that it's good, what do you think, everybody? One of the tips that I can give you is that you can make this ahead of time and wrap them up in clinch plastic and put it on your refrigerator overnight. That way you can get everything else you want to get ready. Now, the very next dish, if you want to make a fancy one for your loved ones or a special event, this is the one to do it, because the presentation is beautiful and it pairs up nicely with some potatoes. Enough talking, and let's watch this fancy jalapeno side dish.
The first thing to do is to peel some potatoes. Then you want to slice them up about a 1/4 inch thick. That's important so that they can cook evenly. Then I lube them up with a good quality olive oil. I season them with salt, followed by freshly ground black pepper and a little bit of smoked paprika. Just like steaks, I made sure to do both sides. Then I transferred them onto a baking tray, and into the oven they went at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. And that is great because it allows us time to make the filling. And to make it, it's even easier, and here's how. I started by cutting up some jalapenos. Notice that I'm leaving the seeds behind. We don't want it too hot, trust me. We have plenty of that already with the compound butters. So into a food processor I threw in the jalapenos and processed everything fine. Then I added cream cheese, followed by cheddar cheese and a good amount of garlic powder. As always, remember exact amount and ingredients always on the description down below for you. Because once you have blended everything, if you want a nice presentation, add it to a piping bag. If you don't have one, you can just use a Ziploc bag, as it's all about the presentation. Talking about that, by this time they were fully cooked. Check it out. This is what I was looking for. A perfect thick potato chip. Now all there's left to do is to pipe up some of that filling right on top. Then I placed some small slices of jalapeno right on top, sprinkled some flaky salt followed by smoked paprika, and finished it off with a good quality olive oil. And this is today's side dish. Is it good? You better believe it. And you saw how easy it is to make.
That just hits different. The creaminess, you feel that creaminess?
Yeah.
This paste that I made here together with the potato is incredible.
There's no spiciness over here at all.
No.
It's just the taste from the pepper.
So a fun fact on this one, it was made for a specific reason. I wanted to cut down the spiciness because I made something called a scorpion steak, and boy, that one put me through the roof with spiciness. For some reason, me and spiciness, we don't get along. I don't like it. I like food that tastes good. I don't like it when I'm dying of heat. That was the perfect side dish to go along with it. Gotta be honest, this is my daughter's favorite thing to eat. It is stupidly easy to make and it pairs up with anything.
The first thing we need to start off is something that it's called sofrito. This is a pack flavor mix to go along with our corn. So in a hot skillet, I throw in some oil, followed by some white onion and cook it until I got a little bit of color. Throw in diced bell peppers and mix it well. After about 2 minutes, add in minced garlic. Saute and let it cook for an additional 2 minutes. Make sure to keep the pan under medium-low heat. The last thing you want is to burn the garlic. Now add some tomato paste and mix it well. The purpose of the tomato paste is not only to add additional flavor but also to glaze the pan. What that means is to have those little things stick to the pan. As it's getting cooked, it also produces a nice malide reaction on it. And it's what makes your sofrito taste so good because we're gonna deglaze it. And to do that, I throw in some beer. Make sure you scrape the whole pan. You don't want to leave any of that fun behind. Let it simmer until the beer is completely gone. And remember, exact amount and ingredients always in the description down below for you. To finish it off, season season it with salt, freshly ground black pepper, and your sofrito is done. This tastes amazing, and it's so good you can use it for many other dishes. Now let's talk about corn. These are sweet corn, and this is exactly how they came. Unfortunately, without a husk. Especially in today's times, we gotta get what we can, and this was the only one left in my supermarket. But hey, I'm not complaining. I was very grateful I was able to get it. And this is cotija cheese. To my surprise, this is always available, even in today's time, because it's not that popular, and you will always find it in the Latin section in your supermarket. But you're also able to order it online. And this is Mexican tajin. It is an incredible seasoning that goes along with many dishes. Again, you will be able to find this one in your Latin aisle in your supermarket. And just in case you don't, you can always get it online. The unique thing about this seasoning is that it does not only taste amazing, but it has a very strong, powerful taste of lime. So whenever you're using it, keep that in mind and don't add too much, because it's nice and powerful. The first thing I need to do is to boil the corn. I tried this recipe before by just grilling the corn, and it is not the same. For some reason, boiling it gives a much better texture, and that's what I recommend. You want to boil it until it's nice and soft to your taste. Once it's done, quickly remove it and set it into a cooling rack. As it's still hot, smother some butter on it, and do it like you mean it. We all know that butter makes everything better, and for corn it's absolutely true. To make it easier to handle, I added some wooden skewers, and if you don't have any available, it's not necessary. And to give that nice char flavor, I used my torch. Now let me tell you something, this goes quick, so be very precise and fast with that torch, because as you can see, that thing will char instantly. Once I was done, this is what I got. It's nice and soft because of the boiling water, but I still have that nice char flavor. Now the next step might sound weird for a lot of people, but I'm telling you, it works like a charm, and that is to spread a good amount of mayo on it. You will not be able to taste it. The reason for the mayo is so that it can act as a binder, because the next thing we gotta do is fill it up with the cotija cheese. Now make sure you add it to every single edge. Trust me, you cannot overdo it. This cheese together with the corn combination is absolutely incredible. Now the only thing left to do is to spread that tajin seasoning all over. Remember not to put too much. Throw in that wonderful sofrito on top. Now if you don't only want to make it taste like $1,000,000 but also look like one, add in some thin slices of radish and jalapeno. To top it off, add a little piece of lime, a little bit of chives, and your Mexican street corn is done. This, my friends, tastes absolutely incredible, and I really hope you give this one a try.
How do you describe this one?
If you could think about like the Mexican flavors of like the spices and all that, maybe even like kind of, I would say like even like a Bloody Mary-ish type of thing, like the rim. It's like that, but with corn.
I cannot recommend this one enough and how easy it is to make. If you want to make it extra special and even more extra spicy, what you can do is before you basting it with the mayo, blend the mayo and some jalapenos together. It's going to be even more incredible. Now the next one, well, I'll be honest with you. I had leftovers in my house. I don't like to throw food away. I don't know if you guys are the same way as I am, but I always like to repurpose everything. This was one of those cases. I actually reused some chicken nuggets from McDonald's. Check it out.
I had some leftover jalapenos on my refrigerator, so I went ahead and chopped it up. I don't like to let anything go to waste. Then some of the mozzarella sticks my kids did not eat for lunch. I went ahead and chopped that up too. I tried to combine them both together just like this. Then I cut an opening right in the middle of the chicken nugget and stuffed the whole thing in there. Check it out when I was done. We got a good amount in there. Then I had some leftover takis. I went ahead and threw everything in the food processor and processed on high. I'll be treating these as breadcrumbs. For deep frying, as you already know, we gotta go through the 3-stage process. First the flour, then the egg wash, and then some crunchy takis. Remember, they're already fully cooked, so I'm just basically trying to fry up the takis a little bit. My oil was at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And once I was done, this is what I was left with. Remember, these chicken nuggets were going to be thrown away, but that is something I cannot do. Now the big question is, how is it going to taste?
Cheers, everybody. Oh, come on. That's amazing.
It's not even hot, it's just the flavor of the jalapeno on top of the chicken nuggets.
Exactly. Oh, if I see this in a McDonald's menu and we don't get paid for it,
You can sue them.
You know, I'm gonna get pissed.
It's intellectual property right here.
Now, one of the things that I should have made with this side dish is a little dipping sauce, everybody, because as you're taking bites, it can become a little bit dry because of the crust. And you can even use barbecue sauce. Mix whatever barbecue sauce you want together with mayo with a little bit of grated ginger and garlic, and it's gonna be fantastic. That's how easy it is. But these are my jalapeno side dish. Let me know which one you guys like best. And if you want to see all of the best top potato dishes, that one we might just make it next if that's what you want to see. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in any of the equipment I use, everything is always in the description down below for you. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, all the links for every single video will be down there as well. Go check them out, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. On this video, I'm gonna share everything I ate and did in Mexico on an epic family trip. The amount of delicious food is unthinkable. The places that we visit and the experiences that we had is just what I like to call it a 10 out of 10 will highly recommend. And everything starts off with an all-inclusive hotel called Xcaret Arte, located in Riviera Maya. Not only are there hundreds of things to do in this hotel, it also includes park entrances so that you can enjoy unlimited amount of entertainment and fun with the whole family. Honestly, it's like Disney World, but better because all the food is included. And I'm talking about food, everybody. I'm not joking. And every time we were hungry, this was our go-to. It is called the Mercado de San Juan. They have everything you can think of. Let me remind you that everything you're seeing is just for breakfast. One of the things that I got addicted to was this. It's called tlacoyo.
¿Cómo se hace tacoyo?
El tacoyo es una tortilla así,
Ah, primero haces la tortilla y después lo haces así.
le meten el frijol y eso es la
But the best part, you get to put whatever toppings you want and make it your own. I got addicted to a sauce that they made out of roasted tomatoes. And of course, you have to put the Mexican crema, everybody. I'm being conservative here, and I'm telling you, I ate 20 a day. My wife liked the tamale quite a bit, which there were many different options. Maybe one of the best things about this restaurant is that it is available for you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the food completely changes from one time frame to another. But when you are in Mexico, my friend, you gotta have some tacos, real tacos. Needless to say that the amount of variations between meats and sauces is absolutely endless. I've never eaten so many tacos in a few days spans as I have eaten there. The best part of the taco was that the tortilla was always freshly made for you. There's a huge difference when you buy it from the store and somebody just makes it in front of you, not only because the experience is wonderful, but the taste. Maybe my biggest problem with this restaurant is that the possibilities were endless, and the amount of desserts that they have in there, yeah, that was bad. I love the ice cream there, freshly made every single day. My favorite one was the vegan ice cream, everybody.
You saw this vegan? It's just ice.
That's funny.
That's pretty funny.
Vegan is just ice. Mexican people is just like me. They want to play a joke on the vegans, everybody. If you're a vegan, you just get ice, nothing else.
But enough about the mercado, because the very next day we wanted to see one of the 7 wonders of the world. It is called Chichen Itza. The only bad part is that it is a 2.5-hour drive from the hotel. And I was told by my guide that it was going to be extremely crowded if we do what everyone else does. My guide said we should go to the cenote first. I was like, what the hell is a cenote, man? I've never even heard of that in my life. This is what it is. It is an underground cave system that occurs in Mexico. They have several of them in Mexico, but this one is just breathtaking. I wanted to swim and take a dip like everyone else was doing, but unfortunately, I didn't have enough time. If you go there, give yourself some time to experience it. They don't only have a cenote there, because they also have a traditional Mexican-style buffet, including local fruits and veggies, taquitos, 2 types of spaghettis. Of course, they gotta have rice and beans, and a lot more traditional Mexican dishes. And of course, no, you think I forgot about this one? They got the meats, everybody, and quite a bit of it. This place looked fantastic, but it was very touristy, and my guide wanted us to experience something authentic, and I was like, yes, sign me up. We left there and we wanted to visit Chichen Itza because it was the perfect time. And the first thing you see as soon as you walk in is the amount of vendors they have right before you see the pyramids. Everything you can think of, they have. But walking through it is an experience, but what is impressive is Chichen Itza. And when you see it for the first time, it's literally breathtaking. This place has so much history and you can feel it, everybody. But there's another thing you can feel, and it is the heat.
This is a nice, wonderful, beautiful place.
But I'll tell you one thing, everybody. It is hot. It is beyond hot. Yep, I was dying, everybody, melting like there was no tomorrow. But the next stop made it all better. It is called Maison del Marqués. It is actually a hotel, but they are more known for their restaurant downstairs. And here's where I was ready to have a Mexican feast. First up, the appetizers. They do a table-side guacamole for you, everybody, which is absolutely fantastic. This is a freshly made guacamole that it was absolutely delicious. But there's one thing that is a lot better than the guacamole over there, and it is the Coca-Cola, everybody. If you ever had a Mexican Coke, you know what I'm talking about. And if you think it tastes the same, no, it doesn't. And it's not only because it's a glass bottle, it is the actual taste. A lot of people say that it's the sugar. Honestly, I don't care what it is. The Coke in Mexico is just better. We also ordered queso fundido with chorizo, which is a melty cheese, and they put a little bit of sausage on the top. That was quite delicious. But the next one was absolutely insane. It is sauteed mushrooms served on a tower of tostada. They give you some lime to squeeze it on top, and they call it a day. When you take your first bite, it's one of those things that you cannot just take one bite, everybody. It is delicious.
Is it good? It's good?
I cannot believe that I was a big fan of the vegetarian dish. But next up, mole enchilada. Now, if you take a look at this one here, visually, mole doesn't look that appetizing, everybody. And the reason it's this color and it's a little sus, I understand, it's because it has chocolate. But it has so many other spices that it makes an extremely flavorful dish. When you combine it with tortilla and meat, boy, you're about to go to town. It is awesome and delicious. But I understand a lot of people eat with their eyes first, and for some people, you either love it or hate it. And for me, big thumbs up. My family does not enjoy mole. It's not for them. So they had something different. They ordered flauta, steak and fries, and cochinita pibil. Now this is a very traditional dish from Mexico. They slow roast it in banana leaf underground for hours, and the result is off the chain. But there's one item, if I go to any restaurant and I see it on the menu, I will order. I'm talking about picanha, everybody. So yes, I did order, but when it came, I was not impressed. What kind of bullshit is this? First of all, instead of giving a nice, beautiful, delicious steak, which is the way I recommend it, they sliced this whole thing in half. I've never seen anything like it. There was also no crust. And of course, I ordered medium rare. But look at it, it's not.
Oh, it's a no-go.
I love Mexico, but when it comes to picanha, that was one of the worst picanhas I ever had in my life. But they made it up with desserts. Everyone ordered a different type of dessert, but the best one was this one. It is a mousse cake. I don't know how they make it, but I can tell you one thing. I believe it's a mix of coconut and chocolate. And when you take a bite, it's not extremely sweet, and it is phenomenal. This restaurant overall was amazing, and it was also reasonably priced. Just remember, stay away from the picanha. Next up, we went around town so that the food can settle down because there was much to experience. I just love the street vendors. They are everywhere. Every type of snacks that you can think of, they have it, especially on this stand. But this ice cream, I don't know about this trip, everybody. I'm addicted to ice cream. Surprisingly, it's not very sweet, but it's extremely flavorful. But after walking around through the streets of Mexico, it was time to head back to the hotel because we had reservations in the hotel to a meat paradise. This restaurant inside of Xcaret Arte is called Arenar. It's located right under the main infinity pool. You gotta go down some sketchy steps, and as soon as you arrive, you see a beautifully decorated restaurant. Now, as appetizer, normally whenever you go to a restaurant, they just give you bread, right? That's a normal thing that you should have. Not here. This is what arrived. Some beautiful tortilla with chicharrones, beans, and bacon. The chicharrones was on a whole nother level. Super crunchy, but also not hard. That's the thing with chicharrone. Whenever you have it, you want to make sure that it's not going to break your teeth, because if it breaks your teeth, something went wrong on the cooking process. They also give you the drink of the night, which is perfect to wash it down with the appetizer. What the For the appetizers, the first thing that I ordered was the empanada. This one was actually made out of spinach. And if you never had a spinach empanada, they're quite delicious. Following that, I had to have croquetas. Croquetas are basically a bechamel sauce that it's made and usually combines with ham. Once the bechamel sauce is done, they let it cool down and form into shapes, bread it, and deep fry it. This one was good, but what I had next was way better. Caesar salad. I cannot believe I'm saying that. A freaking Caesar salad. Did you know that a Caesar salad was actually invented in Mexico? I didn't know. To be specific, in Tijuana, Mexico. You can tell immediately on this one that they do not use any bottle sauce. Forget every type of Caesar salad you ever had in your life. This one is different. I don't know how to explain it. The only thing that I could tell is that they had a heavy hand with the anchovy because the amount of umami inside of that salad was incredible. I could eat 100 of these, everybody. But then it was time for the main course and I was super excited because I know the meat was coming, and then the first thing that they put in front of me is A1 steak sauce. Seriously, at that point, I was worried. I was having thoughts about the picanha I had previously. And that picanha was not great. And you put a steak one sauce in front of me? Wow. The options they had to order on the menu was either a New York strip, a ribeye, or a tomahawk steak. I went big because everything is inclusive, everybody. You're not paying a dime for it, so I said, give me the tomahawk. Shortly after the A1 sauce, check out what arrived. I really want to know your opinion on the comments. Please let me know. My wife ordered a New York strip, and by the looks of it, it says it all. And she also ordered medium rare. My wife was like, this is not a Guga steak. When I sliced my steak, you can clearly see the results. It's still slightly pink, but to my surprise, a better crust was actually on the opposite side. I have no idea why they wouldn't present the steak to you with a better crust. If you have a steak that is gray, it is not as good as if you have a nice developed crust. A crust is a must on the steak. That comes first. Number two, your preferred doneness, which mine is medium rare. Even if you like medium and you get a gray steak, it's never going to be as good as a steak that is properly seared. But overall, the taste of the steak was okay.
Papa, is it good?
Yeah. Very good. And if I'm being completely honest, a lot better than the picanha that I had previously. It also comes with two side dishes, and I chose the mashed potato and the mac and cheese. The mashed potato came like this though. It's literally puree. The mac and cheese on the other hand though was good. Overall, this was a good restaurant and me and my family had a blast. But no, we didn't order any dessert. And that's because we went right back to the mercado and we had to have some ice cream. And that, everybody, was delicious. It's one of the things that I missed the most. Overall, this was an incredible trip. If you are thinking about going to Cancun, Mexico, I highly recommend staying in this hotel. And if you're there and give yourself some extra days to go to the cenote, you will not regret it. Of course, Chichen Itza is fantastic, but if there's one thing that you must have in Mexico is food. And the food there is just phenomenal. The people are incredible. And Mexico, I love you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks Dow Strong for sponsoring this video.
On today's video, we're gonna see how binging with Babish schooled me on cooking better burgers. Now, if you don't know Andrew, he is a YouTube sensation. With his YouTube channel based on TV shows and movie food, he is a hit. Enough talking, here's Babish.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Basics with Babish, where this week we're doing burgers and fries. Do I really have to do like a whole sales pitch? Let's get down to basics. Alright guys, so the first thing we need to do is start the French fry making process. This means peeling and slicing some potatoes. So we're going to start by peeling the potatoes, duh, and then slicing into planks and then into almost French.
Thought he was going to cut his finger there for a second, everybody. Oof, scared me a little bit. Make sure you always put your fingers backwards and don't hold it like that, because I'll tell you one thing, I've chopped my fingers a few times. Be careful, everybody. Safety is always #1 priority.
Then we're immediately dropping these bad boys into some 375° Fahrenheit peanut oil. That is my deep frying oil of choice if you have an allergy to peanuts, dry canola, or vegetable. You might be saying now, hey, Babish, those fries aren't done. To which I would respond, I know, and that's not my real name. What we're doing is freezing the fries after par frying. This is going to crystallize their interiors and make them extra fluffy after a second fry.
I'm the type of person that thinks that if you make French fries at home, you're completely wasting your time. Because I'll tell you one thing, getting the frozen bag, which is already kind of pre-cooked for you, has almost no difference. And sometimes it's even better to get those than you starting from scratch. Because if you refry hide them, it's gonna be crispier. But maybe that's just me. Let me know if you agree.
While those guys are freezing for at least 4 hours, it's time to address maybe one of the top two most important parts of burger and fries, the burger. I've got my preferred selection of meats here for grinding. I've got short rib, brisket, and sirloin.
That is a beautiful combination because every single one of those cuts has flavor. Short rib also has incredible marbling, and the brisket, we all know that's why we love it in barbecue, everybody. But it is a very tough cut. That's why we cook it slowly. But when you combine it with burgers, grinding everything up, it's just top notch.
They're all bringing something different to the table, be it fattiness, minerality, or beefiness. And they're going to come together to make a really flavorful, fatty, beautiful burger. First thing we got to do is get rid of the bone in the short rib. If you have a bone-in short rib, best to buy these boneless because you're going to get more meat and you have to do less butchery. Once you've removed the bone, trim off any silver skin that you see because this stuff will not break down. It'll be chewy bits in your burger and you don't want that. And then start cutting it into 1-inch strips that we're going to then cut crosswise into about 1 to 2 inch chunks, which will be perfect for our meat grinder.
That is a great tip right there because before I used to make just long strips to go ahead and grind my meat and it would get stuck. The 1 inch to 2 inches cube is perfect for the grinder.
On the brisket, this is nothing but fat. We can hang on to all this. As long as your knife cuts relatively easily through it.
Wait, did he say that's nothing but fat? There's not a lot of fat there.
Now there is some silver skin hiding in the middle of our sirloin. So we're going to pull it apart at the seam to reveal the dastardly little devil hiding inside.
You definitely want to remove as much silver skin as you possibly can because what will happen is that is going to get stuck on your grinder, everybody, and it's a nightmare. Remove the silver skin.
It's time to place all this on a parchment-lined baking sheet and freeze for 15 to 20 minutes to firm up the meat for the meat grinder.
You definitely want to put it in the freezer because if you don't, your meat will start smearing when you're grinding it. It's not going to give the same texture, and a lot of times it just becomes a paste. But I also noticed that on his tray, there was not a lot of fat, everybody. And whenever you make burgers, you gotta have more fat, man. More fat, more flavor.
During which time we can get our burger accoutrement ready.
What did he say?
During which time we can get our burger accoutrement ready.
Accoutrement? Accoutrement? I gotta go back to English lessons, everybody. I don't even know what that means.
Very thinly slice some tomatoes. I like them about a quarter of the width of a sheet of paper and a few slices of...
I don't like how he's chopping up the vegetables. He makes me scared. See how his fingers are just like that? That's just an accident waiting to happen. It happened to me. I'm telling you. Grab it like this, not like this, like this.
Last but not least, some iceberg lettuce. This is the only kind of lettuce that belongs on a burger because it is nearly flavorless. We're going to simply shred it by cutting it in half, removing the core, and then cutting into thin slices down the length of the lettuce half, and then cutting crosswise into perfect little burger-sized shreds.
I can tell you immediately, if I start doing a burger like this for my nephew Angel, he's not gonna eat it, everybody. And we all know why. Oh, my friend. Oh, my friend. Oh, you are eating vegetables. Yes, you are.
And that's what I like to top a burger with. Put whatever you want on there, but I reserve the right to judge you. Like if you didn't put special sauce on there, I'd think that you were a real, true weirdo. And special sauce is simple enough to make. Simply mix together equal parts ketchup and mayo, maybe half cup each. Add a good sprinkling of garlic powder and onion powder. Then I like to add a little bit of smoked paprika, but you could use regular paprika if you don't want too much of a smoky vibe going on. A heaping helping of sweet relish, and that's about it. Just mix the whole thing together. Even if you just mix together equal parts ketchup and mayo, it's a delicious sauce to put on a burger.
I agree 100%. Always make your sauce ahead of time. Burger sauce, besides just putting ketchup and mustard and mayo by itself, I would have put a little bit of Worcestershire sauce in there as well. Making your own sauce takes your burger to a whole nother level.
Give it a little taste, make sure it's good. Of course it is. And then it's time to get down to the business of meat grinding. Now, I've had my grinder parts chilling in the freezer with the meat for a little bit longer, maybe 30 minutes to an hour to make sure everything's really super cold. This prevents the beef from smearing when we push it through the feed hole. That's what it is called. You can see that our beef is all firmed up after about 20 minutes in the freezer, and avoiding the spinning wheel of death on the bottom of our stand mixer, we're going to start feeding the beef into the grinder.
Oh man, the KitchenAid. I started using the KitchenAid when I started grinding my own meat, everybody. But I'll tell you one thing, it is not powerful enough. Nowadays, they have a very inexpensive machines where you can get it in Amazon. You can also, if you're trying to save space and not buy an extra machine, just use a food processor. And if you really want to get inexpensive with it, just use a cleaver and cut everything down, everybody. A cleaver will actually do a much better job than the KitchenAid. But before moving forward, I want to thank today's sponsor, Downstrom. Throughout my YouTube career, I have sliced through thousands of steaks. All that slicing requires a super sharp and reliable knife. That's why I always turn to Downstrom Shogun Series knife. knives. An elite professional knife series built to be put to work all day long. But this is a lot more than a workhorse. It's a warhorse. I use this slicer knife every single day, and it's still in excellent condition. No matter the protein, this blade cuts through it like butter. Plus, the Shogun series is huge, more than 60 knife shapes, and available in as many as 9 different handle colors. With all the videos and crazy experiments I do, I need a knife I can trust. A knife that can cut through steaks, brisket, or whatever else craziness I'm making, like it was a sheet of paper. And for that reason, I like to use Dowstrong. It is my knives of choice for years, and I use it every single day. If you guys are interested, check them out on the link in the description down below. So thanks Dowstrong for sponsoring this video, but now let's get right back to it.
A few pieces at a time, pushing the beef down the tube with whatever included baseball bat or nightstick the grinder came with, and watch the meat cascade gleefully out the medium-sized grind plate, which I think is the best size for ground beef for burgers. Make sure there's no gray stuff coming out, which might indicate that your grinder is grinding metal.
Great information. If you see any black stuff coming out, any great stuff coming out from your grinder, stop immediately and assess the situation, because that can be a variety of things. That is a great tip. Take it seriously.
And take a moment to appreciate the beautiful pebbly ground beef that you're able to achieve when you grind your own meat at home.
It's only missing a little bit more fat. I would add more.
So now we're going to start gently pressing these into 4.5 to 5 ounce patties. I'm going for a solid 3rd pounder burger, but make them as thick as you want. It's your house.
So I like the way that he formed his patty. He didn't compress them too much. If you compress them too much, it doesn't become soft and tender when you take bites and the texture completely change. Just make sure whenever you're forming your burger, you don't overdo it and pack them up. You want the inside of the burgers to have crevices so that the fat can melt and baste it in its own juices.
Once we've got the burgers formed, they can chill out in the fridge while we finish up our fries. We've got the oil reheated to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and we've got our rock solid fries out the freezer and into the oil. The initial fry was for about 8 minutes. This is going to be from 4 to 6 minutes.
Gotta take the fryer out, gotta deal with the oil, gotta deal with all of that, and in the end, the results is not better than the ones that you buy from the frozen aisle, everybody. It is just not better. It's not worth it.
As soon as you've let these guys drain for 30 seconds to 1 minute, we're going to put them immediately into a bowl and toss them with a healthy sprinkle of kosher salt. Go ahead and taste one to make sure that it's not poison, maybe 2 just to be extra safe.
It's not poison.
Let's move over back to the patties, whom are receiving a generous sprinkling of kosher salt and freshly ground pepper. Do not ever salt your burgers before you form the patties. Please don't ever let me catch you doing this. Now, one of the most important things you guys know that I love to do and that you should do for every burger that you ever make is toast your buns in some butter, please.
Yep, 100%.
I'm sorry I'm being so emphatic right now, but these things are important. Get a nice golden toast going on in there, add some vegetable oil to your cast iron skillet, and get that guy ripping hot.
So he just add the oil and nothing else. So what I like to do whenever I cook anything on my cast iron skillet, not only do I put the oil, but I also move the oil around and let it get it super hot. Always preheat your cast iron very well.
Let this sit over medium-high heat for a solid 3 to 4 minutes until a beautiful crust has formed on one side and you can see a little bit of cooked brownness creeping up the side of the patty.
I would have used a little bit more oil in order to fry up and get a nice even brownness.
Some American cheese. Hate on American cheese all you like, it is the best cheese for burgers.
I agree, everybody. American cheese is the best. Call it plastic, call it processed cheese, call it whatever you want. But on a burger, it's just perfect.
Then we're going to add about a tablespoon of water and cover the burger, allowing the cheese to melt and helping the burger cook more evenly. I mean, come on, look at that. Use an instant read thermometer to determine if you've cooked your burger to your desired degree of doneness. And
Great
it's
tip.
time to plate up. Onto a waiting bed of lettuce, we're going to deposit our patty. Always best to put the lettuce underneath the burger, as this helps prevent the lettuce from wilting, and then top with our tomato, onion, special sauce, the top of the bun, bottom of the bun if you want to be extra special. Top the whole thing up and serve along with your Frenched fries. And there you have it, one very serious homemade burger and fries. Now it's time, of course, for the requisite cross section. I'm going to show you 3 levels of acceptable doneness. Let's start with medium. That's where you're taking the burger off the heat at about 135 degrees Fahrenheit, letting it rest until it hits maybe 140.
If you grind your own meat, having it medium or medium rare is totally okay, but if you're buying it from the grocery store already pre-grounded, make sure you cook it to well done.
Then for slightly braver souls, there's rare, where we're taking it off at 120.
By the way, a rare burger is just not good for me. It doesn't taste well. The texture is just mushy. I much rather medium rare or medium.
And then the sweet spot, medium rare, 125
Nice.
to 130 degrees, tender, juicy, delicious. If you're freaking out about beef cooked below USDA recommended doneness temperatures, you have much less to worry about if you're grinding your own beef at home. So give it a shot. Whatever minor risks there are outweighed by the importance of enjoying a really delicious burger.
Those are fantastic tips. I think that he should not make the fries at home. I also think that if you put all those vegetables, my nephew Andrew is not gonna eat it. And besides that, the most important thing here that I would have done differently is the amount of fat. You need fat on a burger. You're not gonna eat a burger every single day, and if you do, you're kind of nuts. Whenever you're gonna eat it, make sure it's extremely juicy, and the best way to make a juicy burger is to have more fat. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see me and Andrew collaborate together. Brother, let's make it happen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. There are so many lies about steak. Today, we're gonna cover every single one of them, which ones are true, which ones are lie, and most importantly, how to cook the best steak. Let's begin. The first thing is choosing the right cut. Just because a cut has an incredible amount of marbling might not be the best one what you're trying to do. Take for example a Japanese Wagyu A5. That is a steak that you should be eating with multiple people and not just yourself. Why? Because it is extremely rich. A ribeye, which is what we're going to be cooking today, as you can see right here, I have these two beautiful ones, is one that will go with anything. If you want less fat on your steak, then a New York strip has more beef. Cooking it on the grill, almost any steak is good enough. So make sure to use the right cut for the right method. Biggest myth you will hear from anybody: let the steak come to room temperature before you even start. That is not true. I just pulled these steaks out of the refrigerator right now. These steaks are currently at 42 degrees Fahrenheit. If I leave them outside in the refrigerator for 1 hour, it's not gonna come to room temperature. It will raise only 10 degrees. So that should tell you everything you need to know. Now, the best way to cook a steak. This is very controversial. There's not only one way to cook a steak, everybody. There are so many different kinds. Take, for example, the reverse sear. You basically cook the steak in indirect heat first, and then you go ahead and you put a sear on it, and you finish it off. That is a great method, but it takes a long time to do it. What I'm doing right now is I'm doing a front sear. This cooks the steak really, really fast. However, you do get a little bit of gray band. Right now, I'm putting a nice sear on the steak and getting it ready. Then I'll cook it in an indirect heat to finish it. Salt draws out moisture. Yes! But what you want to do is to season the steak first. What you really want to do is season it before. As that's happening, it will draw out moisture from the steak and become liquidy. And then the steak will reabsorb it just like a sponge. It is the best way to season a steak, so definitely season your steak before. Next lie. Pepper burns. Oh man, I've even done a full video about this one. It is true. If you grab pepper and you put it on a pan, it will take 3 minutes on high for the pepper to burn. But when you add it to the steak, there's juices from the steak that is cooling down the pepper. So it actually takes double the time, 6 minutes for the pepper to burn. So in essence, you definitely want to add that pepper on the steak before, because that pepper will have a roasty flavor. We all love roasted flavors on steaks. Definitely use pepper before. And my steaks are getting nice and seared already. Sear steaks, seal juices. That's such a lie. Look at Angel right now. Angel, coming real tight in here. Look at the juices. Those juices, the fats and everything. The juices are not going to be sealed inside. If I cook this steak in indirect heat right now, you will literally see juices come out of it as it's getting hotter inside of the steak. Grill marks. It's the worst thing, everybody. You don't want grill marks on your steak. You want a nice golden brown color on your steak. That is the key. I want you guys to pay attention on these two beautiful steaks that are being seared right now. I mean, take a look at this steak right here. Nice golden brown color. That's what you want, versus burn hatch marks. Get it hot, but not too hot. Is this true or a myth? For the grill, if you're searing steak, you want it as hot as possible. For the pan, you don't want it too hot. You run risk of burning the seasoning on your cast iron, and it's not gonna be good because you won't have enough time to develop the caramelization that we all love. So to recap, for your grill, extremely hot, but for your pan, not too much. The next one drives me crazy, which is flip a steak only once. No. You have to flip a steak as many times as necessary. As you are flipping the steak, you are actually cooking the steak evenly, And most importantly, it is giving you a visual cue of what's happening so that you can stop at the right time. This is probably one of the worst things most people do. They think a crunchy crust is better crust. You want a golden brown, nice, soft crust. If it is too hard whenever you're taking a bite, it is not enjoyable. I've done this with multiple people and the results always are the same. Nice, soft, golden brown crust is the way to go. So pay attention to that crust. Get it nice and beautiful as long as it takes, and avoid burning it. Burning crunchy crust, it is not desirable. This is a good one. Medium rare steak will kill you. It's still alive and oh, it's mooing. It's not. A better steak is medium rare. Believe it or not, inside of the steak is very, very safe to eat even raw. The problem is the outer crust whenever the steak is cut. That is one of the reasons why we sear steaks. So having it medium rare is the best way to have a steak. However, we don't judge. If you like your steak medium or well done, it's okay. You're not getting the best results, but I understand why a lot of people don't like to eat it that way. Now I'm talking a lot and give you guys as many pointers as possible, and at the same time, these steaks are fully seared already. Now here's a really good one, and this one is for you, Gordon Ramsay. Measuring your steak doneness by poking on your hand, on your cheeks, on your belly, on your butt, wherever it might be. That doesn't work. If you are a professional chef like Gordon Ramsay, and you have cooked thousands of steaks, that will work, because you know exactly what to look for. But because Gordon Ramsay has done it so many times, he doesn't need a thermometer. We normal people do. But with time, you will develop the knowledge of pressing the steak just like this, and by pressing it, you will know if it's medium rare or not. All right, let's take a look at these two beautiful steaks right here. I have a bone-in ribeye, right, which cost more money because of the bone, and I have the same exact steak, which is a ribeye and no bone. So the thing is, bone-in steaks are better, taste better, are more delicious. Oh my God, that is such nonsense. It's not true at all. What it is true is that the bone will help insulate the steak, leaving this part right here of the steak a little bit more rare than this part of the steak here. But it does not affect the flavor, or is it a better steak? Not at all. Now I'm gonna let these steaks cook in indirect heat because I already got the sear that I'm happy with, and I'm looking for an internal temperature of 135. You must take your steaks out a little bit before, because as it rests, it will also climb up a little bit the temperature. If you want to eat your steak immediately after it comes off the grill, eat it. It's your steak. Now the question is, will it be better? No, it won't. Because if you let it rest, you are compromising the temperature of the steak, but at the same time, it will be juicier. Let your steak rest. It will be better. This one pisses me off. Seasoning your steak after it's fully cooked. That is not true. It is a lie. Take a big cut, for example. If you cook a brisket completely without any seasoning and then just seasoning it in the end, you're only going to be tasting seasoned meat on the surface. It works the same exact way on a steak, but it's much thinner. It is okay for you to adjust your steak in the end. Don't add too much in the beginning. If you season your steak too much in the beginning, it might become over seasoned. So season it a little bit less and adjust it in the end. But always season your steak before starting to cook. And if you want a better result, season it a day before. As we're having a nice, beautiful conversation, my steaks are now fully done. To finish the steak, I always like to add a little bit of butter on the top, everybody. It's just sensational.
Sensational.
Now you can also do this as you are searing the steak, but the searing will take longer. However, because the butter will burn, it will actually produce an incredible flavor. My steaks are done. I am going to set it on a cutting board and I'm going to let it rest. I am not Gordon Ramsay, but I have specialized myself on cooking perfect steaks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. Remember, everything I use is always in the description down below. And we'll see you guys on the next one, because now we're going to chop it up as we're hungry.
Happy holidays.
There are a lot of cooking hacks in the internet, and today we're going to review them all and see which ones are good, which ones are bad, and which one is actually worth giving it a try.
Hey, if you guys all knew about cutting hard-boiled eggs like this, and you didn't tell me, we're gonna have some serious beef, okay? Look at that. No yolk all over the knife. It's so clean. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
That is incredible, and I'll definitely be using this hack. Devil eggs made this way, incredible. I've made one when I exposed Salt Bay. That was fantastic, and I only wish I've done that, because as you guys know, it is a paying to remove one by one. That is genius.
Show me the life hack that you randomly saw one day that is now an unconscious standard practice in your life. I'll go first.
Oh my God, I feel like an idiot.
That's genius.
I just dumped the whole thing. That is genius. 10 out of 10 will definitely do this.
My jalapeno hack by Katie Couric. Okay, you know how the seeds are the really spicy part? So you always roll it to release the seeds. Cut the top off. Voila, a seedless jalapeno.
This is a waste of time. No matter what happens, if you cut out the top the way she did it, and then you still have to knock it down, it will work no matter what, everybody. It's a complete waste of time. Now, I'll tell you one hack that is better than this. Instead of using a knife the way she did it there and scooping it all the way around, use a peeler. This one right here is perfect, everybody. Think this is a jalapeno. You just go inside and you scoop it like this, and it'll come out perfect. No funny business. We keep it PG around here. What the f? This is terrible. This is the worst advice you can give anyone, everybody. This is something you should never do. Whenever you're sous vide everything, the packaging that they give it to you in the store versus the one that you're supposed to be cooking with is different. They go for the cheapest package there is so that they can transfer the savings to you. You, on the other hand, have your own responsibility to have BPA-free type of packaging. Whenever you're cooking sous vide, it must be BPA free. Never cook sous vide meat on its own packaging. Even a Ziploc bag is safer than what he just did.
This is a fat cap. I'm going to show you why you should always cut the fat cap on your steak. When you cook a steak, the meat shrinks faster than the fat. Pretend for a second that this knife is the surface of the pan. The fat cap can often create a gap between the meat and the pan, which creates gray spots on the steak and even prevents an even sear. To prevent this, we cut the fat cap on both sides at an angle to allow all the meat to have even contact with the surface of the pan. What this does is it results in an even sear all the way across the steak with no gray spots. Perfect edge-to-edge sear, no gray spots, that's why we cut the fat cap.
Never cut the fat cap as he's explaining it to you, everybody. This is not a very good idea, and I'll tell you the reason why. If you are worried about you're not getting the perfect sear because of the shape of your steak, the first thing you want to do is sear the fat first. When you sear the fat first, you're gonna get that nice, beautiful caramelization that we all love, and the fat will become super, super soft, and then it will allow you to get perfect contact with the pan. Don't cut the fat off, man. Fat is delicious. You are paying for it. Make sure you eat it. Fat is flavor, baby.
I'm gonna show you a really cool hack for if you're making mashed potatoes this time of year. You're gonna take your potatoes, and I just want you to take a paring knife and just go around really, really gently. And then you're gonna pop these into boiling water, and I wanna show you how easily the skin comes off. Potatoes are done boiling, and I wanna show you how easy it is to remove the skin. You're gonna take one end and just slide your hand, and all that skin comes off. Let's do it again. I love this hack. I hope this saves you time this holiday season.
So this definitely works. I've tried it before, but at least to me, it did something that I did not enjoy. And that is that you have to overboil the potato in order for it to come out. When you're boiling it too much, a little bit of water gets inside of the potato and it reduces the flavor. But if you're feeling lazy and you just don't want to peel the potato and do that, it's good. And another tip I could give you is that don't use these potatoes for mashed potato. I like gold potatoes. It just tastes way better.
We're eliminating food waste and bringing this bread back to life. First up, take your loaf of bread and put it under the tap until it's completely soaking with water. Now, pop it in a hot oven, 200 degrees, for about 5 minutes. Slightly longer for larger loaves. And look at that. All you need now is a lot of butter and someone to eat it.
Hell yeah, that one works, everybody. I've done it, but I did not put that much water. Usually, I just put a little bit sprinkle with my hands. This man went all in and dunked some water in there. And since he's using a nice French baguette, which is extremely crusty, I guess more water, more better, right? That's how you bring bread back to life.
Here's a simple hack that I use to save money on ribeye steaks. And you can do this in most stores. Head over to your meat section, find your ribeyes, and stop! Not those. Come on over this way because you're looking for the large vacuum sealed packages of meat like these. You're looking for ribeye whole or rib roast. Stores like these take these ribeye roasts, slice them, package them into 4-pack trays, and bump the price up 20% or more. See that? But here's the most important thing that'll assure you don't waste your money on a shitty rib roast. From end to end, choose the thickest roast possible for maximum cap meat. This one, yes. That one, hell no.
This is a great tip and it definitely works, but most importantly, you should be looking for marbling throughout the meat. If you buy a big roast and you rub the edges, you'll be able to tell the marbling. That is even a better hack than this one right here. Because obviously the grocery store will charge you for their time to slice the steaks. But often they make mistakes and they give prime grade steaks for the price of choice. So always look for those great intramuscular fat marbling. But these are the cooking hacks of the internet. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. What's up, everybody? Today we're gonna have a little bit of a different kind of video. Usually I cook on the studio, but as you can see, I'm actually in Japan. I've been here for a few days and it's been phenomenal. And as you might have guessed it, yes, I've eaten a lot of beef in here. Surprisingly, they're not as cheap as I thought it would be. Just yesterday alone, I went to a restaurant with my family and we spent about $350 between 3 people. That's not cheap, everybody. Even though it was an incredible experience, it's not cheap. Today I want to try something different. I'm gonna go out to the supermarket. I'm gonna buy all of the Wagyus they have available here. I'm gonna bring you along with me, and most importantly, I'm gonna cook it in the hotel. But hopefully you enjoyed this video as I'm gonna show you the entire experience of buying and cooking Wagyu in Japan. Enough talking, let's head out. One thing that I can't get over here in Japan is how clean the streets are, everybody. Everyone respects the rules and it's awesome. This is a very famous convenience store. Let's see if they have some Wagyu here. If you've ever been to Japan, you know that this hits different, everybody. They have all of these onigiris. They also have prep meals like this. I'm in need of a drink, so I'm gonna get some vitamin C right here. Drink your vitamins, very important. They also have other foods that are ready to go for you. I'm good with these 2 things for breakfast. Now, one of the things that I find very interesting is that you're not supposed to eat and walk at the same time. This is an easy breakfast. It's made out of eggs, obviously, but also they have Kewpie mayo. Perfect breakfast and nice and cheap. Little vitamin C. Oh, that is sour. Let's go shopping. Now, here's a hard thing you will find: a trash. If you've ever been to Japan, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm staying at Shibuya, which is one of the busiest places in Tokyo. The issue here is trying to find some Wagyu around here. I'm gonna find it. Oh, I found something. Maybe that's what I need right there. Nope. Oh, I found a store. Let's see if they have some Wagyu here. I didn't come all the way to Japan to cook some vegetables. Ooh, Wagyu salad. Nope. Mushrooms. It's not easy to find Wagyu here in Shibuya, everybody. It's so easy to get sidetracked. Pikachu. Oh, must stay focused. So check it out. If you want to smoke, you got to go inside of a pod. Good thing I don't smoke. What the hell? What is that doing over there? Wrong country, bro. Just kidding. So many different shops here, but I can't find what I'm looking for, which is a supermarket. I think that's it. Found the grocery store. Now let's see if we can find some meat. Here we have some ground beef. We also have ground chicken. This is actually cheaper. Now we're talking. 100 grams, 2,000 yen. This one is already prepackaged for you. Here's something that is not very common in the United States. Beef tongue, and to be specific, Wagyu beef tongue. They even have Wagyu burger patties. You know what I need? A cart. Mangoes. I'm gonna get the 3,000 yen mango. Oh my god, it smells so good. I also love melon. That melon is so expensive. I want to eat the melon. Arigatou gozaimasu. You stay right there, you expensive melon. Okay, so here there's a lot of variety. They have the sirloin. I think that's the flat iron. They just cut it that way. And here they have some more other cuts. Can I have this one here? Okay. 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 Arigatou gozaimasu. Oh, look at this one. Oh, this one looks good. This one has even more marbling. Can I have 100 grams? Ichi-ni-san. Arigatou gozaimasu. This is A4? A4. Okay. I take this one. Yes. This is also A4? A4. Okay, I take both. Arigato gozaimasu. So far I got like 4 or 5 steaks, but my kids can eat like maniacs, so we gotta get some more. My pans are not that big, so I think making some sandwiches is gonna be perfect. I think that's not enough Wagyu. We gotta get some more. 3, yes. Yeah. I'm taking that. Just so you guys don't say that I don't buy anything green, I'm gonna buy something green to be healthy. Green onions, let's go with this one. They also have a variety of seafood here that is insane. Absolutely insane. What in the world is, it's like pineapple jelly. I gotta say everybody, this store is awesome. But I changed my bread. I got a different kind of bread. That way I can slice it as thin as I want. I got all of my Wagyus ready. Let's head on back, pay for everything. Let's eat. And by the way, if you're not in the mood to cook the food yourself, they got everything ready for you. Take a look at the sushi. Arigato gozaimasu. We are ready. Convenience store. Nope. Stay focused. Nope. I couldn't help myself. Had to get another one. So freaking good. All right, let's cook. Woo! I'm back, everybody. Oh, but as I was walking back, I found a little snack. Seriously? A French fry? Oh my God, so much money for this. Let's see. Oh my God. Good. That doesn't taste like a potato chip. It just literally tastes like artificial flavor to the max. This one was a disaster. I don't recommend it. Let me show you what I'm working with here. This is all I got right here. I was able to find a pan. We have an induction burner here. I have a cutting board. I got butter knife, but I don't have any steak knife. Just kidding, everybody. Shout out to my friends at Dow Strong. Thanks, Dow Strong. Let's cook some Wagyu. A little bit of salt, black pepper. Now into the pan. This is one of the reasons why I didn't put the Wagyu fat, because look at that. It already has plenty of fat, everybody. There's no need. As you can see, this one got already a nice little crust. Sometimes it's actually okay to overcook the Wagyu a little bit and not have it medium rare, but have the actual fat render nicely. It's not medium rare because it's extremely thin, but the crust compensates for everything. Ah. That is money. Now that's money, dude. And that's just the first one. Toast the bread. Got that residual Wagyu fat in here. Just a tiny bit. Now I'll be using this one to make the sandwich. Again, really trying to make sure that this thing renders the fat. This one I want to get a nice golden brown crust, but I'm also going to leave some pinkness. I'll stop cooking it. Tiny bit of mayo. Some Wagyu there. This one less crust. This one with some pinkness in the middle. Top bun. Money, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. The Kewpie mayo brought up some saltiness, but in all honesty, you didn't even need it. Lord have mercy. Wow. You know, the Japanese have the katsu sando, and they normally do it with Wagyu and they bread it. But I'll be honest with you, a tiny bit of mayo, this Wagyu cooked right away. It's one of the best experiences you'll ever have in your life, I promise you. But I'm not done yet because I'm gonna try another piece of steak. This one I'm gonna make a little bit more rare. I'm gonna call it tiny bit of Dijon. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of Japanese mayo. And add some chives on the bottom. Let's go ahead and slice in the bias. But we're gonna take this one a little bit more rare so that I can have a full experience of the doneness spectrum. And that is gonna be my lunch. As you can see, we got nice medium rare. It should be illegal. Oh, the green onions. 100% add the green onions. I'm telling you, friends. And it's so ridiculously tender. The pepper on top, the fattiness of the Wagyu, the creaminess of the Kewpie mayo, together with a little bit of Dijon mustard. It just makes this sandwich a little bit more mature. You know what I mean? Like you would find it on a steakhouse or something. So I'm gonna wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
I love to cook steaks, especially for my main channel, Guga Foods. However, I run a lot of behind-the-scenes background experiments. This allows me to see the best experiments to put it on my main channel. And today, I decided to go ahead and film this one, because not only am I running an experiment for me to learn something, I will also try to prank my nephew. This is Angel. He hates vegetables, but loves steaks. Today, I'm gonna try to trick him, and that's by giving him a mushroom that is gonna look like a steak. And we're gonna see if he's gonna fall for it or not. So let's do it. And these are the largest mushrooms I've ever seen in my life, all brought up from my friend Gabi. Now I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna try to see if I can make them look like a skirt steak. I don't know if my nephew Angel will fall for it, but that's the main goal. Grabbing them on my hand, I'll be honest with you, it feels like rubber. And when I sniff them, guess what? They smell like mushrooms. Oh yes, because I went ahead and sliced this up. I was doing my best to make them look like this. Beautiful skirt steaks. As you can see, these have some wonderful marbling. Just exactly what you're looking for whenever you're buying skirt steaks. Now I'm gonna show you something that my meat dealer just came out with. And they are these Korean marinated skirt steaks. If you love Korean food and want something super quick and easy, these are amazing. They are ready to go, you don't have to do much, and you can keep them in your freezer for quick meals. And my goal today is to make the mushrooms taste like these by doing my own Korean marinade, and hopefully it's gonna work. And here's how this experiment is gonna go down. The first thing to do is to go ahead and season the first steaks. For that, I only use salt followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder, nothing else. For the mushrooms, I went ahead and throw them in the bag, added a good amount of buttermilk, vacuum sealed them, and let them marinate in there for 3 hours. Once the time was up, I took them out, add them to a whole new bag, and I went in with the Korean marinade, vacuum sealed them. They were now ready to be marinated overnight. The very next day, I took them out, strained all of the excess, added a good amount of salt followed by freshly ground black pepper, and now all of my steaks were ready to be grilled. The big question is, will my nephew be able to tell if one is fake? Well, we're about to find out right now, because I say it is enough talking and it is time to grill some incredible steaks. So let's do it.
Alright, we got them ready, Nate. I must say, these over here looks very delicious.
Amazing.
I don't know about this one here, but we're gonna see if Angel will try. We got a lot of people, got all my guys over here. We're gonna try everything, alright? So, this is a new kind of wagyu.
Nice. Good try.
I want to make sure Angel try this, alright? If he doesn't try it, you guys to grab him, make sure he tries it.
We're gonna force feed him this.
Force feed him. But before anything, let's try ourselves. The good stuff. Yeah? Alright, let's go for it. So let's slice this up and you guys tell me how you like it. Huh?
Oh, money.
Wow. Oh wow. That's a Japanese Wagyu skirt steak. Oh man, that's so
good.
really good. I feel bad because I'm not gonna leave any for Angel. Alright, we're gonna leave a little bit for Angel. I'm not that mean. Now, this one here is an Australian Wagyu. Let's give this one a go. Oh, that's good.
Definitely not as tender as the last one.
It's got more chew to it. Definitely.
It's definitely got more chew. I think it's a little bit more juicy.
I want to show you guys this one here. Now this one is here from my brother Emilio. So let's give this one a go. They're good.
Oh, that's good. It's got that tang.
Yeah.
Wow. You see, the best part of this steak is that you don't have to do anything. It comes ready to go. You know what I mean? Put it on the grill and that's it.
This is the best strip steak I've ever had in my life.
Now, the good thing about this one is that it's pre-marinated, so it's all good. But you got to be careful when you're cooking this because it has sugar. Sugar burns, everybody. So if you are not careful, then you're going to burn the whole thing. Okay? Now, everybody excited for the last one? Yes?
Yeah.
Wow. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slice this like this.
Juicy.
And then I'm going to just rub it on the juices right here. Leo, I need you to go get Angel. All right.
Do that.
Go get him. Go get him.
Angel! You hungry?
We got some new Wagyu for you to try, bro.
Damn, everybody's already eating, bro.
You see that? You're late to the party.
Okay, so we did an experiment. You were not here.
Oh, this is good.
That's good. We all tried it, and the winner was this one here. It's a new Japanese Wagyu from Amida. As you can see, there's only a little bit left. So I want you to try it. I want you to give me your honest opinion.
What's going on here, guys?
Come on, bro. It's really good.
I just want to get a fork.
No. Here, I'll feed you.
No, let me just get a fork. Let me get a fork. What is?
Wait, the juices.
I'll try it.
Okay.
Why is it white, bro? This is not Wagyu, bro.
It is Wagyu, bro. I promise. No, I don't promise. Take the promise out.
It doesn't even smell like steak.
It's good.
Who tried it?
I tried it.
We all did.
Hurry up. We're losing tape. Yeah, you know.
What the Oh my god, what is that, bro?
You don't like the new kind of Wagyu?
Well, that's not steak, first of all.
It's a mushroom steak.
Maybe a mushroom.
Yeah, it's a mushroom steak.
Not a steak.
Not good?
Not good.
Do you recommend it?
No.
You didn't enjoy it?
No, that's not enjoyable.
Oh, there you go. Those are the results. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, on Google channel, we only just have a blast, everybody. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.